Hi, my name is Kevin, and I'm reporting from the Morecambe Amphitheater of Roses in Oakland, California. This rose garden is known for its stunning roses, picturesque scenery, and community significance. The Morecambe Rose Garden is home to thousands of exotic roses that are in bloom from May to October. This location is a particular hotspot in Oakland for weddings, ceremonies, and celebrations. This was only made possible by New Deal programs after the Great Depression. But first, let's look into how these programs were enacted almost a century ago. The New Deal was a bunch of programs and reforms introduced by President Franklin D. Roosevelt in the 1930s to combat the devastating effects of the Great Depression. America, faced with massive unemployment, bank failures, and widespread poverty, President Roosevelt wanted to address three key goals he had in mind: relief, recovery, and reform. Relief programs such as the Civilian Conservation Corps and the Works Progress Administration provided immediate jobs and income to millions of Americans. And programs like SARA funded projects such as the construction of roads, bridges, and parks, providing jobs to thousands of unemployed individuals. Actually, the Morecambe Amphitheater was built using this specific program. Recovery efforts focused on revitalizing industry and agriculture, and the New Deal significantly expanded the role of the federal government in American life and established the very idea that government should play somewhat of a key role in ensuring economic stability and social welfare. Though not all the problems were successful or universally supported by America, the New Deal really did restore public confidence and restructure the American economy, really reshaping the overall relationship between the citizens and their government, showing that the government could do good and not only bad things. This really remains a defining moment in our wide American history, influencing some future public policy. But unfortunately, those ideas seem to be lost in modern America. The idea for the Morecambe Amphitheater of Roses originally began in 1930, as it became a large project for the Oakland Garden Club. This specific spot was actually picked for its geography, as it resided as a natural bowl in the generally steep Oakland foothills. The garden itself is actually 7.5 acres big, and was originally called Linda Vista Park when it was bought by Oakland in 1915. The Morecambe Amphitheater was designed by Arthur Copeldick, who took inspiration from the gardens of Italy. Quite a beautiful sight. All of this wouldn't have been possible without the New Deal program that was the State Employment Relief Administration, or SARA for short, which completed the garden in 1935. And the Federal Emergency Relief Administration, also known as FARA, which was a program that provided funding for SARA. The actual work on the garden started in 1931, and in 1934, it was reported that SARA would be offering a whopping $30,000 in labor if the city of Oakland paid for the materials, which was frankly a pretty penny for the 30s. SARA workers had completed the gardens later that year in 1935. Actually, an article at the time, in roughly about 1934, praised the work that the New Deal program SARA had done for the city, stating that few actual improvements have been made outside of SARA. In more recent history, the garden's greenery was refurbished in the 1950s and the 90s to give it a fresher appearance. As an Oakland native, I've had the pleasure of enjoying this garden throughout my entire lifetime, and I think the community would be missing a part of itself if it were simply never built. This all comes back to the valuable lesson Americans can take away from the very garden I'm standing in: that we should all create trees for our children to enjoy the shade in, and that government-assisted programs can help make our community just a little bit brighter.